Alright, what's up friends? Welcome back, of course, to Babylon Talmud. Today we are learning Daf Hey of Masechta Berachos. I am live here, just got to a new Airbnb in Canggu. Yeah, seems cool enough. Let's do it. Daf Hey is like a monster of a daf, man. Humongous. So let's, I guess I'll just try to keep this moving. But here we go. If we're going to keep it moving, we better start moving. Amr of Levi Bar Chama, Amr of Shim ben Lakish. Zot of Levi Bar Chama, the name of Rish Lakish. Okay. L'lam yargiz adam yetzer tov al yetzer hara. A person should always be like fighting his yetzer tov against his yetzer hara, which is interesting because the Gemara doesn't really explain what a yetzer tov and yetzer hara is. Like, what is a yetzer tov and yetzer hara? Obviously, we grew up with yetzer tov and yetzer hara, but I don't know. Okay, the Gemara seems to be assuming there's something called the yetzer tov and yetzer hara, and that we know what it is. And we should always be like fighting the Yetzer Tov against the Yetzer Hara. Shenemar, as the pasuk says, Rigzu Ba'al Techeto, that you should fight and not sin. I.e., if your Yetzer Hara wants you to do stuff, so then you should put up a fight, that your Yetzer Tov should put up a fight to make sure that you don't end up doing what the Yetzer Hara wants you to do. Nitzcho Mutav, and if you defeat the Yetzer Hara, very good. According to the Balatanya, I guess you would be what's considered a tzaddik viralo at least. And if you don't defeat him, so I'm not sure if this means that you mamish failed and now you've taka sinned, or if it means just lemaisa, the urge is still there, so you haven't defeated him obviously if the Yetzer Hara is still darting. So what should you do? Yasuk b'Torah, so learn Torah, and then hopefully that'll be able to get rid of him. Shenemar, as the pasuk says, imu bilvavchem. Oh, it says imu bilvavchem, and what's bilvavchem? Mistam Bilvavchem is what we said, Al Vavecha, in Shema Yisrael. Right, in Shema it says Al Vavecha, and that's a reference to Torah, right? B'shnantam Levanecha v'dibarta bam, right? Zeh, right? V'ayu advar me'ela shanochim tzavchem Al Vavecha. So it's referring to Torah, and it's interesting that we keep on. Excuse me for all the throat clearing. It's interesting that we keep on comparing Shema to learning Torah, right? Basically, we're saying, how do we know that you should learn Torah? As it says, Imu Bilvavchem, and I assume that the reference there is Bilvavchem is lashon the same thing as it says Al Vavecha and Shema there it's talking about Torah. And also we said that if you're a Talmud Chacham, you don't necessarily have to say Kriya Shema because you're already learning Torah, which means that Kriya Shema Lamita and learning Torah are synonymous. So it's very interesting. So in Nitzcho Mutav, so if learning Torah works, so then great. Vimlav Yika Kriya Shema. Okay, well then try the next option to try to, it's like a mosquito, you just can't get rid of it, right? So try the next option to get rid of the Yetzer Hara, and that is to read Kriya Shema. Why? Shenemar al mishkavchem. As the pasuk continues, it says al mishkavchem, on your beds. And what do you say on your bed? That's Kriya Shema Lamita. Okay, so say Kriya Shema. Im Nitzcho Mutav, if that succeeds in defeating the Yetzer Hara, great. V'imlav Yizkor Lo Yom HaMisa. It's getting intense over here, right? And if Kriya Shema doesn't work to save you from your Yetzer Hara, well then remember that one day you're going to die. Shneamar V'dom Musela, and then be quiet. You will be quiet for eternity. Woo! V'amar Levi Bar Chama Reb Shimon ben Lakish, and Rav Levi Bar Chama says another thing, Taka, the name of Rish Lakish. My dichsiv ve'etno l'choes luchos ha'even ve'atorah ve'amitzvah asher kasavti l'orosam. So we have a pasuk. Where's this pasuk? This pasuk is in Shmos, that the Abershter says to Moshe Rabbeinu, ve'etno l'choes luchos ha'even, I'll give you the stone tablets, ve'atorah, and the Torah, ve'amitzvah, okay, asher kasavti, that I wrote, l'horosam. Okay, so we're going to go through each one of these things and make a drasha over here. Luchos elo aseres hadibros. Oh, so what does it mean when the Abershter says he can give you the luchos? That's the 10 Commandments, okay? Torah is a mikra, okay? Torah is the chamisha chumshei Torah. Ve'amitzvah zo mishnah, okay? Mitzvah is mishnayis. Asher kasavti elu neviim uksuvim, okay? Very good. Right? Nach. Le'orosam ze Talmud. Le'orosam, the Abershter says to Moshe, I'm going to give you Le'orosam, that's even Talmud, Gemara, what we're learning, right? Which is you basically take Mishnayos and Braisos and ask Kashas. Melamed shekulam nidnu l'Moshe miSinai. That all of them were given to the Moshe miSinai. Mamish, all of the corpus of Torah that we have, Torah Shebechsav, Torah Shebapeh, even Gemara, It was all nidna l'Moshe misinai. I don't know if exactly the Gemara that were mamish l'mistech the Berachos, I don't know if he gave him, maybe, but the Inyan of Mishnayos and asking kashas, that's really what Talmud is. That's really what Gemara is. It's taking Mishnayos and Brises and asking kashas and trying to get to the underlying idea. Weiter, Rabbi Yitzchak, sagt Rabbi Yitzchak, kol hakore kriyash ma mitaso, kilu oches cherev shel shtei pios biyado. Oh, ever wanted to know what it's like to hold a samurai sword? Well, try reading Kriyash Ma. It's like the same thing, right? Anybody reads Kriyash Ma on his bed, it's kilu oches cherev shel shtei pios biyado. It's as if he's holding a sword, a double-bladed sword. Shenamar, as the pasuk says, right? We say it in the Hallelujah every day in Pesukah de Zimmer, right? Romos kel begronim v'cherev pifios biyado. As it says that the loftiness of the Abershter was on their throats, and a sword of two blades was in their hands. The Gemara says, my mashma, that's very nice. Okay, great. They were talking the praises of God and they also had a sword. What does that have to do with Kriyash Ma? So Marzutra says, some Taka say it wasn't Marzutra, it was Ravashi. Okay, Seder. Meresha Dinyana, what's the pasuk right before the pasuk of Romos Kel Begronim? It's Dichsiv Yalzu Chasidim B'chavod Yu'anu Mishkevosam. It says that the Hasidim will rejoice in honor, and they will, rejoice on their beds. So Mishkevosam, of course, is a reference to Kriyash Ma. Uchsiv Basrei, what does it say afterwards? Romos Kel Begronim V'chev Pifios B'yadam, that the loftiness of the Abershter was in their throats, and a sword of two blades was in their hands. So we see that Kriyash Ma is the equivalent of holding a sword with two blades. That's very exciting. And Rashi says, you can use this sword to kill all sorts of damaging forces. Exciting stuff. From Rabbi Yitzchak, Zakt Rabbi Yitzchak, and Rabbi Yitzchak says, anybody reads Kriyash Ma Alamita, then the mazikin, the damaging spirits, go away from him. Shenemar, as the pasuk says, uvnei reshef yagbiu uf. That these bnei reshef, which we're going to explain, bnei reshef are these mazikin, yagbiu uf. Uf will get rid of them. So we have to figure out what is this uf thing that gets rid of these bnei reshef, which we said are mazikin. So ve'ein uf ela Torah. Uf is a reference to Torah. Shenemar hasoif einecha bo ve'einenu. Right, that if you close. So interestingly, this pasuk is a pasuk in Mishlei, and it's talking about money, right? That don't get too caught up in money, because money, if let's say you're in the stock market, everything's in the stock market, you have a big crash, just like that, and just one day you can mamish lose a fortune of money. It can just be gone. Hasoif enecha bo ve'einenu, that while you're even looking at it, it's gone. But the Gemara learns this to mean hasoif enecha bo ve'einenu, that if you close your eyes from Torah, if you look away from Torah, you're not learning Torah, so then you're going to forget it. You're going to forget everything. So that's how you know that hasaif is lashon uf. So uf is Torah, right? And it's interesting again, that we're assuming that Torah is a reference to Kriyash Ma, right? Because this is the proof that Rabbi Yitzchak says that if you read Kriyash Ma Alamita, then the mazik go away, and he brings it as a proof in the fact that we say that uvnei reshef yagbiu uf, and it doesn't say that uf is Kriyash Ma Alamita, it says uf is Torah. But we seem to be assuming that Kriyash Ma Alamita is like the equivalent of Torah. Okay, and says the Gemara, ve'ein reshef ela mazikin. And what are these bnei reshef? They are mazikin shenamar, as the pasuk says in the Tochacha in Parshas Kisavo, mizei ra'av l'chumei reshef v'ketev meriri. That Rashi brings two explanations of what mizei rav means. Either they're swollen from hunger, which unfortunately we know about this from the Holocaust, and but there's another explanation which means mazia in Aramaic is hair, that they got some kind of hair that comes out of weakness. I don't know what this hair that comes out of weakness is, but ulchume reshev v'ketev miri, and all sorts of different mazikin. So that's how we know that bnei reshef are mazikin. So friends, if you read Kriyash Ma Alamita, so then the mazikin, they go away. So may as well chaperein. Amr Reb Shimon ben Lakish, Zok the Heliker Rish Lakish, Kol ha'osek b'Torah Yisurin b'dilin emenu. So now we're going to get into a whole Yisurin thing. So anybody who studies Torah, so then Yisurin go away from him. Very, very nice. Shneimar uvnei reshef yagbiu uf. Very good. That bnei reshef, which now we're going to be defining as Yisurin, yagbiu uf. Uf will get rid of them, and we already defined that uf is Torah. So ve'ein uf ela Torah shnema asay fenecha bo ve'einenu. So of course uf is Torah, as we proved from the pasuk of hisasay fenecha bo ve'einenu. Ve'in reshef ela yisurin, and reshef is yisurin. How do we know that? Shneimar mizerav l'chumei reshef. Okay, very good. From the same pasuk in the Tochacha, I guess that Reish Lakish, rather than defining it as mazikin, he defines it as yisurin. Okay, very good. Amalei Rabbi Yochanan. Now from Rabbi Yochanan says this chavrusa Reish Lakish. Ha afilu tinokos shel beis rabban yodinoso. He said this, even like little shmendriks in Cheder know this, right? Because in Rashi says something very nice, which is very cool, which is, what does it mean that even little kids in Cheder know it? Because it comes from the Tochacha, it comes from Chumash, right? It's not like advanced stuff like Eov, where, you only get it get to it when you're a little bit older, when you've learned all sorts of other stuff, right? This is like stuff that already they're learning they're already teaching little kids. Shneimar, as the pasuk says, So actually pasuk in Shmos, he quotes the pasuk in Shmos, Vayomer, that Moshe Rabbeinu says, Im shamoa tishma l'kol Hashem Elokecha, if you listen to the voice of the Abershter your God, V'ayosher ben of Taiseh, and you do that which is straight in his eyes, V'azantan mitzvosav, and you listen to his mitzvahs, V'shamarta kol chukav, and you guard all of his chukim, all of his statutes. Those are traditionally defined as things that don't necessarily make sense, things like shatnez, right, tzitzis. Then all of the machla, all of the disease that I placed in Mitzrayim, I will not place upon you, because I am Dr. Hashem. I am Hashem, your doctor. So we already know from that pasuk at the very, relatively at the beginning, certainly at the beginning of Tanakh, but even, towards the beginning of Torah, that, if you learn Torah, right, you do what the Abershter wants, so then you won't get sick, you won't have yisurin. So Ella, you know what Rabbi Yochanan says? He says it from the opposite perspective. Anybody who has the opportunity to learn Torah and he doesn't, HaKadosh Baruch Hu mevi olav yisurin mechoarin ve'ochrin also. Then the Abershter brings upon him yisurin. First of all, I didn't define what yisurin are. Yisurin are like, what are yisurin? Like, I don't know, bad things? What's the word? Yisurin are, I don't know, like bad things, also like diseases and stuff like that. I'm forgetting the word. Okay. Fine. Zeo. What's Yisurin? Yisurin are, I don't know. Fine, we got a lot to do. It's a humongous page, and I don't want to keep you guys listening forever. Also. So then if you don't learn Torah, so then the Abershter is going to bring all these like terrible Yisurin, and they will like get you. Okay, very good. Shneimar, the pasuk says, right? David Melech says, "Ne'elamti dumiyah," right? That all this silence made me into a mute person. Hechsheisi mitov, and I was silenced from any good. Uche'eve nekar, and I had these terrible Yisurin. Okay, very good. Ve'in tov el Torah. And what does it mean that hechsheisi tov? So it means that I wasn't learning Torah. How do we know that tov is Torah? Shneimar ki lekach tov nasati lachem Torah siyat hazovu. That I gave you this good teaching, this bunch of good teachings. Do not leave my Torah. So we see that tov is Torah. So David Melech saying that because he left Torah, he got these terrible yisurin. Fine. So Amar Reb Zera, Zok Reb Zera, V'item Reb Chanina. Some say Bar Papa. Some say it wasn't Taka Reb Zera, it was Reb Chanina Bar Papa. Okay. Baru Eishlo K'midas Hakadosh Baruch Hu Midas Basav Adam. Come and see that the ways of the Abershter are not like the ways of people. Midas Basav Adam Adam Mocher Chafetz Lachaver Mocher Otzev V'Lokeach Sameach. The ways of people is that somebody sells something to somebody else. Kilu, he needs to get rid of something for whatever reason. Maybe he needs money, whatever it is. So the person who sells it is taka shtickle sad because he lost something that meant something to him, and the person who buys it is taka happy because he got a mitzvah, he got what he was looking for. Aval Kadosh Baruch Hu Einu came, but the Abershter is not like this. Nasan loem Torah liYisrael v'samach. The Abershter gave the Torah to the Yidden, and he was taka very happy even after he gave it away. Right, and he's giving them advice. Look, I gave you this awesome thing. I gave you the Torah. Don't leave it. Cherish it, enjoy it. Amar Rava v'tem Rav Chizda. Zogt Rava. Some say it's tak Rav Chizda. If a person taka sees that Yisurin are coming to him, he should do epis a cheshbon hanefesh. You should do some soul searching. Okay, Shneimar nachbesa d'achenu v'nachkora, right? That we have grabbed after our ways, we have gone after our ways, and we have checked. And I have the Gilyon. He adds a nice little thing. He says, so this isn't in the text of the Gemara; it's in the text of the Gilyon, probably on the side of your text. It says pish beishu matzah. So if he did this soul searching and Yitaka found that there was an issue that he needs to fix, ve'asa tshuva. So yaisa tshuva. So then do tshuva. Now back in the Gemara, the pasuk says v'nashuva ad Hashem. And it says, and then we will return to the Abershter. So if you see that Yisurin are coming to you, you should do some soul searching. And if you find something that maybe is taka not so good, so then do tshuva. Okay. Pishpish v'lo matzah. But what if Taka did some soul searching and he couldn't find anything that was a problem? So Yasle bevitol Torah. So you should say, you know what? Then the issue must be that I'm being mevatel Torah. So zeu shneimar ashrei hagever asher tiasenu ka m'toras chas lamdenu. Right? That fortunate is the person who the Abershter gives him Yisurin. But that should be sort of an inspiration that he should be mechazik himself and learning in limud Torah, that he should be learning Torah better and zeh. So if you can't figure out what the problem is, so then it must just be that the Abershter wants you to learn taka starker, that you're not you're being mevatel Torah shtickle. Vim talav lo matzah. So if he did that, so he said, okay, it must be that I'm not learning Torah stark enough. So he started learning better mamish, and then v'lo matzah, right? But still, but he still couldn't. I don't know. It just didn't seem like either the Yisurin were going away, or maybe he couldn't, find that in fact he was really being mevatel Torah. So you know what then it must be? It must be that there really is no reason that the Abershter is giving you these Yisurin. It's only because he loves you. The Abershter loves you, so he's giving you a shtickle Yisurin. Shneimar, as the pasuk says, ki es asher yehav Hashem yochiach. Because where's this pasuk? This pasuk is in Mishlei. That he, who the Abershter loves, he gives musar to. He gives tochacha to, which is, we're assuming means Yisurin over here. And then the pasuk continues, uchaves ben yirtze, right? And it's just like, when a father might get upset at his child and maybe do some things to the child that are unpleasant, it's not because he hates him. It's because, because he loves him and he wants him to do better. Okay, very good. Yisurin shalahava, very nice. Amar Rava, Zakt Rava, Amar Rav Schora, says in the name of Rav Schora, okay. Amar Rav Huna, Taka says in the name of Rav Huna. Kol shakadosh baruch hu chavetz bo medako b'yisurin. Anybody with the Abershter, you know how you know that the Abershter really loves you, that he really wants you? He'll give you terrible yisurin, tribulations. Maybe that's Taka, a good word for yisurin, right? Shenemar, as the pasuk says, V'Hashem chafetz dako hecheli. Very good. That he who the Abershter loves, he basically gives him these terrible sicknesses. It's actually a really cool pasuk. It's a pasuk in Yeshaya. It says, V'Hashem chafetz dako hecheli. That he who the Abershter loves, he gives him these yisurin. Im tasim asham nafsho, because the goal is that the Abershter wants to test him. He wants to see, is the person just going to get upset with the Abershter, or is he going to look inside and do some soul searching, right? So and if he passes the test, he's going to see children who have a long life. Hashem biyado yitzlach, and it's the desire of Hashem that he will succeed. So the pasuk says Vashem chavetz dako echeli, right? That he who the Abershter loves, so Yitaka gives me yisurim. What if the person says though, I'm not into these yisurim, I don't like these yisurim. He doesn't do the soul searching. Instead he gets upset. So is it possible that then it's also love? Tamalomar im tasim ashram nafsho. It's only yisurin shalahava if he uses it as an opportunity for soul searching. And he looks, how can he make himself better? Ma ashram ladas af yisurin ladas. Just like in ashram, when you bring a korban ashram, you know that you're bringing a korban ashram. So here also that Vashem chafetz dako hecheli, that when the Abershter gives you yisurin shalahava, they're only yisurin shalahava if you accept them willingly with knowledge. Vim kibla mascharo. And if he says, you know what, I realize that the Abershter is giving me yisurin, he's giving me shtickle musar, and you accept it, So what reward do you get? So Yira Zera Yarich Yomim, you'll be zochet to children who have long life, v'lo od. And not only that, Elish Tamudu Miskayim Biyado, but also you're going to remember your learning if you accept the Yisurin Me'ahava. Shnemar, as the pasuk says, v'chayfetz Hashem biyado yitzlach, right? That the chayfetz, that the desire of Hashem in His hands will be successful. And we saw the pasuk of, where did we see this pasuk of chayfetz in? Maybe just like the pasuk like Hashem chafetz man tzidka. Oh no, what was it? Reish Lakish said, or where was this thing? Here it is. Rabbi Zeir, Rabbi Tamer, Rabbi Chanina, right? That they said that when the Abershter gives a chayfetz to somebody, so then he's happy, right? Unlike people who sell things and are sad. So we see that the chayfetz was a reference to Torah, right? So the chayfetz Hashem biyadu yitzlach, this chayfetz that we referred to earlier as the Torah biyadu yitzlach, will be successful in his hands. Okay. Pligi bar Rabbi Yankiv bar Idi v'Rabbi Acha bar Chanina. So Rabbi Yankiv bar Idi and Rabbi Acha bar Chanina taka argue. Okay, what are they arguing about? One of them says that the following is what's considered Yisurin Shalahava, Kol she'ein bain bittul Torah. If you can manage to have these Yisurin and you still can keep up your learning schedule, well, then that must be Yisurin Shalahava. If you're getting these Yisurin and now you can't learn, it can't be that the Abershter wants you not to learn. Shneimar, as the pasuk says, Asher Abershter God, right? Fortunate is the person that the Abershter gives him Yisurin, but nonetheless, he's still going to be learning. If he's not learning, then that's not going to be Yisurin Shalahava. The other one says, Eluim Yisurin Shalahava. The following are what's considered Yisurim Shalahava. Kol she'ein bain bittul tefillah. So anything that doesn't have bittul tefillah. Now, let's read on for 1 second. Shneimar, and he brings up pasuk from Tehillim, Baruch Elokim, blessed is God, Asher lo heisir tefillasi, that He didn't remove my tefillah, v'chazdo, and He also didn't remove His kindness, me'iti, from me. So I think what this means, meaning the pasuk that they're bringing, is that David Melech says, blessed is God that He didn't remove my tefillah from him. So I think what bittul tefillah is not that you're going to miss shachar. So what I think it means is bittul tefillah is that you pray and then the Abershter, if he's mevatel them, it means he doesn't listen to them, right? So any yisurin that are accompanied with your tefillah is just not getting, because I imagine people are getting yisurin. What's the first thing you do when you're getting yisurin? You pray to God and you say, God, what's going on? Please help me. So of course you pray. But if your prayers work, and you can get out of it by praying, so then it's Yisurin Shalava. But if it has bittul tefillah, in which your tefillahs don't even work and you're basically screwed, so then that's not Yisurin Shalava. You're not screwed during Yisurin Shalava. It's an opportunity, as we said, for self-reflection and prayer and learning. Okay. Amalu Rabbi Abba Brei de Rabbi Chia bar Abba. So now Rabbi Abba Brei de Rabbi Chia bar Abba said to them, who's them? Rabbi Yaakov bar Idi and Rabbi Acha bar Chanina. Okay, so Rabbi Abba bar Rabbi Chia bar Abba, okay, said to them, Hachi Amar Rabbi Chia bar Abba, Rabbi Yochanan. Here's what my father Rabbi Chia bar Abba said in the name of Rabbi Yochanan. Elu ve'elu Yisurin shel ahava. Both of these are taka Yisurin shel ahava. Both. Even if it involves bittul Torah, even if it involves bittul tefillah, it's still Yisurin shel ahava. Shnei Amar, Ki es asher ye'ahav Hashem yochiach, because he who the Abershter loves, he gives Yisurin to, period. It doesn't say, but only if there's no bittul Torah. No, it doesn't say that. If the Abershter gives you Yisurin, he loves you. So then what do you do with the pasuk of Mitoras Chaslamdenu? Didn't we bring the pasuk, Asher gave it to Yasenu Ka? However, Mitoras Chaslamdenu, you still have to be learning Torah, right? If it means you can't learn Torah, then it's not Yisurin Shel Ahava. So Rabbi Yochanan says, Al tikrei tilamdenu ela silamdenu. Okay, it doesn't mean that you should be learning Torah. It means that we learn this out from the Torah. How do we know that that Ashrei Gever Shet Yasenu Ka? How do we know that fortunate is the person who gets Yisurin? We learn it out from the Torah. Davar zeh mitorascha tilamdenu. This thing we can learn it out from the Torah. Kavachomer mishen v'ayin. As we learn out a kavachomer, we can learn it out logically from the tooth and the eye. What does it mean from the tooth and the eye? Mashen v'ayin shein echad meivarav shel adam. Just like a tooth and an eye is only one of a person's limbs. Yet, Eved Yotzei Bain Lecherus, if you have an Eved Kanani, right, a Gentile slave, and you knock out his tooth or you knock out his eye, that slave goes free. So Kavachomer, Yisurin Shemamarkin Kogufo Shel Adam, right, Yisurin, tribulations that mamish like shake up a whole person's core, Alachaskam V'chama, certainly they must be liberating, they must be free, they must be, Yisurin Shalahava. So a positive thing. Okay? This is like Reish Lakish. Dam Reb Shimon ben Lakish, Nemar Bris B'Melech, V'Nemar Bris B'Yisurin. It says Bris B'Melech. No, what's the Bris Melech? The Bris Melech is that at the time of Brias Olam, when the Abershter created the world, so he separated the waters. Now some of the waters were Zocha to be in the Rakia, in the heavens. Some of the waters were Zocha to be down on the earth with us. Now the waters that remain on the earth didn't necessarily see it like that. They would have rather be in the heavens. So the Abershter said, you know what? Waters of the earth, don't worry. You're going to have your special thing, which is that the salt from your waters is going to be on the Mizbeach. That is the covenant that the Abershter made with the salt. V'nemar bris b'Yisurin. It also says bris in the context of Yisurin. Nemar bris b'melach. Where does it say bris by the salt? Tichsiv v'lo sash bris melach bris. Right? It says that you shouldn't, skip putting, you shouldn't ignore the salt that is part of this covenant that I have, says the Torah. And then the Torah continues, Al kol korban chatak melach, that with every single korban you should bring salt with it. Whenever bris b'Yisurin, it also says bris in the context of Yisurin. Tichsev, as it says, Eile divrei bris, right? This pasuk of this is the Eile divrei bris. These are the words of the covenant that the Abershter Eile divrei bris asher tziva Hashem es Moshe lichros es bnei Yisrael. That is the final pasuk in all of the tochacha, in all of the rebuke in Parshas Kisavo. So we see that bris is in the context of Yisurin. So ma bris amr b'melach. Melach mematekes es abasar, just like it says bris in the context of salt, and salt sweetens the meat. So haf bris amar b'Yisurin, also bris that is said by Yisurin memarkin kol avonos shel adam. They kind of purify, let's say, all of the sins of a person. Weiter. Tanya, we talk a little in a brisa. Reb Shimon ben Yochai Omer, Zok the Heliker Reb Shimon ben Yochai. Shalosh matanos tovos nasan HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yisrael. The Abershter gave three good gifts to the Yidden. V'chulam lo nesanan ela yidei Yisurin. Yet these three good gifts he only gave by way of Yisurin. Eluhein, and these are the three gifts. Here you go. Torah v'Eretz Yisrael v'olam haba. Torah, Eretz Yisrael, and the world to come. Torah minayin. How do I know that the Abershter only gave the Torah? It's a good gift that he only gave al yidei Yisurin. Shenemar, as the pasuk says, Ashrei hagever shetiasrenu ka. Okay, fortunate is the person that the Abershter gives him Yisurin, and yet he learns the Torah, and we know that the Torah is tov, as it says, ki lekach tov. So the Torah is something good, and it comes al yidei Yisurin. Eretz Yisrael. How do you know that Eretz Yisrael is something good and it only comes al yidei Yisurin? Dichsev, as it says, ki kasher yaser ish es beno Hashem elokecha miyasrecha. Right? That it says that just like a father might give Yisurin to his child, the Abershter gives you Yisurin. Okay, Uchsiv Basrein, it says two psukim later, Ki Hashem Elokecha maviacha el Eretz Tova, that the Abershter is taking you to a good land. So we see that Eretz Yisrael is good, and also it comes through Yisurin. And Olam Haba, and finally the world to come, which I think that we're just assuming that the Olam Haba is a good thing. The Uchsiv, as it says, Ki ner mitzvah v'torah, or that when a person does a ner, that when a person does a mitzvah, it brings light like a candle. The Torah, or when a person studies Torah, it brings light like the light of day. V'derech chaim tochachos musar. That if you have musar, right, which is Yisurin, it's derech chaim. It's like the way to Olam Haba. Very good. And I think the assumption is just that where's the tov in Olam Haba? I guess that we just yom shekulo tov, yom shekulo aruch, yom she tzadikim v'yoshvim. Where I think we say at the seder, whatever. So. Tani Tana Kamed Rabbi Yochanan. So a certain teacher came to Rabbi Yochanan and taught Rabbi Yochanan. He taught in front of Rabbi Yochanan. Because they would have these tanas, right? They would have like these people that would just like show up, I guess, go to the base medrash, and they would throw out some like brisa, and then they would discuss. So this teacher taught the following in front of Rabbi Yochanan. Anybody who's osik b'Torah, who learns Torah, anybody who does kindness, acts of kindness, v'kover as banav, anybody who buries his children, we forgive him for all of his sins. Now Rabbi Yochanan said this teacher. Okay, I get if you study Torah, then we forgive you for all your sins. I get if you do kindness, we forgive you for all your sins. As the pasuk said, that through chesed and through emes, so then you have atonement for your sins. We're going to prove that chesed and emes is a reference to chesed, obviously is gemilos chasadim, and emes is a reference to the Torah, right? Chesed zog gemilos chasadim. So chesed is gemilos chasadim, which I think is obvious in and of itself. And then he brings a pasuk, which I don't even get how it teaches us that, but why can't we just say chesed is gemilos chasadim? Isn't it like the same thing? But anyways, Shneamar, as the pasuk says, rodev tzedakah v'chesed, anybody who chases after kindness, righteousness and kindness, yimtza chaim tzedakah v'chavod, he will find life, righteousness, and honor. Okay, I don't know how that proves that chesed is gemilos chasadim. Okay, but anyways, chesed is gemilos chasadim, and it says right in that pasuk, b'chesed ve'emes yichu par avon, that one of the things that through kindness you'll have forgiveness. So somebody who is also in gemilos chasadim, so they'll have forgiveness. Fine. Emes is the Torah, and emes is a reference to the Torah. Shneamar emes kinei val timkor. If you emes kinei, purchase Torah. What does it mean? It means that if you can't, for whatever reason, you don't have the ability to learn Torah for free, like you have here on Babylon Talmud, so then you should purchase it. You should buy it. You should pay for it. Ve'al timkor. However, at the same time, don't sell it. Right? Do not sell Torah. If you need to learn Torah, fine, pay for it, but you shouldn't be selling Torah. It's kind of like other things that you can get in big trouble for selling it, but buying it is a little bit more of is not as bad. Elokover as banav minayin. So Rabbi Yochanan says, fine, I get it. If you learn Torah, Yichub, right? It says chesed chesed ve'emes yichub avon. So we say chesed is gemilos chasadim, emes is Torah. So I get it. If you learn Torah, do gemilos chasadim, you have kaparas avonos. How do I know that somebody who buries his children, so he taka gets kaparas avonos, right? So Tana le hahusava mishum Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai. So hahusava, I think generally hahusava is assumed to be a reference to Eliyahu Navi. So Eliyahu Navi taught Rabbi Yochanan in the name of Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai. Now it's also interesting because a lot of it's relatively common to see like Rabbi Yochanan quote Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai, which is interesting because Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai was a Tana. Rabbi Yochanan was an Amora. Like, how would they have learned together? So I was wondering if maybe like kind of one time or maybe many times, Rabbi Yochanan kind of had Eliyahu Navi come to him and he just kind of told him all these things from Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai. But I don't know. But in any event, Ahu Sava said to Rabbi Yochanan, the name of Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai, Asya avon avon, because you make a Gzer Shava where it says avon in two places. It says that with chesed and emes you'll get kaparas for avon. That the Abershter repays the sins of fathers upon their children, which I guess in this context means that that children can but avon avos banu mesim, that because of the sins of fathers, children can die. And I think that in some other place we said that that's only if they're like our oches b'maisei yadeim, maisei aveim be'adeim seder. So fine. So we see that these three things, that learning Torah, doing chesed, and if somebody nebuch buries his children, so then for those things he has mochlin lo al kol avonosav. Weiter. Amar Rabbi Yochanan nigaim uvanim einon yisurin shel ahava. Boom. Rabbi Yochanan says that nigaim, I don't know what nigaim are, we'll have to define that. Banim, what are banim? What about banim? But these two things, einon yisurin shel ahava. Nigaim and banim are not yisurim shel ahava. Unigaim lo. Nigaim, so I guess it means Nigaim kilu, if a person gets tzaras, if a person gets leprosy, that is not Yisurin Shalav. So the Gemara asks, what do you mean it's not Yisurin Shalav? Tanya, we talk about a brayso that says, anybody who has one of these four Nigaim, what are these four Nigaim? So Rashi says, it's a Baheres and its Tolado, so Baheres and its sort of like offshoots, and also a se'es and its offshoots. Okay, so like baheres and its offshoots, that's 2. Se'es and its offshoots, another 2, so that's 4. Anybody who has these 4 sort of tameh leprosy, types of leprosy, einon ella mizbeach kapara. So it's mamish, it's a kapara. So why would Rabbi Yochanan say that negayim is not yisurin shalav if it's a kapara? If it's a kapara, shouldn't it be yisurin shalahava? So the Gemara says no. Mizbeach kapara havu yisurin shalava lo havu. It's a mizbeach kapara, sure, you get kapara, but it's not exactly yisurin shalava. It's not coming because the Abershter loves you. V'bai same way you could say no. Halan v'halahu. It taka depends. If it's lan for us, who's us? Us in Bavel. If it's us in Bavel, so tsaras is kilo a slap on the wrist. As opposed as compared to Eretz Yisrael, it's not Yisurin Shalahava. Why is it not Yisurin Shalahava in Eretz Yisrael? In Eretz Yisrael, you can't have tzaras and be in Yerushalayim. Your mamish are thrown out of the community. Like, that's pretty heavy-handed. That's not Yisurin Shalahava. In Bavel, what does it mean? It means it's uncomfortable, maybe it's embarrassing, but it's more of a slap on the wrist, and that's Yisurin Shalahava. But so when Rabbi Yochanan says that they're not Yisurin Shalahava, so first of all, Rabbi Yochanan lived in Eretz Yisrael, so I guess it was more relevant for him. But even so, he was referring to Eretz Yisrael. When this Brisa says that as Mizbeach Kapara, which we're assuming also means that it must be Yisurin Shalava, so that's in Bavel. V'bai Semen, I'll give you a third answer. Habetzina b'farhesia, it depends. If it's Kilu in a place where nobody can see it anyways. So again, it's a slap on the wrist, it's Yisurin Shalava, it's saying, hey, do a shtikol cheshben hanefesh, and maybe do a little tshuva. But if it's like all over your face or something, I mean that's pretty embarrassing. It's not Yisurin Shalava. Fine. Great, okay, fine. So Rabbi Yochanan says that Negayim are not Yisurin Shalava. Fine. Uvanim, what does it mean, banim? That banim aren't, banim are, what about banim? Somebody who doesn't have children, somebody who has children but they die, like what does it mean? So vanim, lo, and banim aren't Yisurin Shalahava, hechi dami. What does it mean that banim aren't Yisurin Shalahava? If you're going to say that if a person has children and they die, so that is not Yisurin Shalahava, but wait. Didn't Rabbi Yochanan himself say, "Den garma dasira abir"? This is the bone of my 10th child. Nebuch, Rabbi Yochanan lost 10 children, and he was so destitute that he was so distraught that he would walk around with a bone that is less than the size of a barley kernel, because if it was the size of a barley kernel, it would be metame. But it was less than the size of a barley kernel, and because he was so distraught, he would walk around with it, and he was mamash arek. And Zeo, so he lost 10 children. And as Rashi points out, somebody as great as Rabbi Yochanan wouldn't get Yisurin that aren't Yisurin Shalahava. So therefore the fact that Rabbi Yochanan had children and lost them must mean that would be Yisurin Shalahava. So what does it mean that Banim aren't Yisurin Shalahava? No, if he never has had children, it's impossible for him to have children, so then that would be, so that is not Yisurin Shalahava. But somebody who had children, they died, that is Yisurin Shalahava. Rabbi Chia bar Abba chalash. Rabbi Chia bar Abba was sick. All Rabbi Yochanan. So Rabbi Yochanan went to Taka visit him. Amalei chavivan alecha yisurin. So he said, "No, are your yisurin chavivan alecha?" Because as we said on the previous page, right? We said that yisurin shalava are only gishmak if you accept the me'ava, right? It says like in asham, right? It says in tasim asham nafsho. If he treats it like an asham, and we said ma asham midas haf yisurin midas, right? So Rabbi Yochanan says, "No, so how is it?" So he says to Rabbi Chia bar Abba, he says, "No, so how are you Yisurin? Do you love them?" And he said, "No, I don't love them. I don't love them, and I don't even love their schar." Right? Meaning, because the pasuk said, right, as that same pasuk said, what a geshmaka pasuk. It says, right, that if he accepts the me'ahavas and yira zera yarich yomim, right, he'll have, and he'll have lima Torah b'maskayim biyado, all sorts of great stuff. And Rabbi Chia said, "Forget it. I know all the drashas. I know all the vardlach. I don't want these yisurin. I want them to go away." So, Amar Lei, so Rabbi Yochanan said to Rabbi Chia bar Abba, who was his student, he said, "Hav liyadach, give me your hand. Yoav liyadeh v'ukmei." Rabbi Chia bar Abba gave him his hand, and Rabbi Yochanan then brought him back to his health. This time now, Rabbi Yochanan chalash. Rabbi Yochanan now got sick. All legabi Rabbi Chanina. So Rabbi Chanina went to visit him. He said, "No, Rabbi Yochanan. So, no, how are the Yisurin? Are they beloved to you?" And he said the same thing. He says, "Not them, and I don't want their reward either. I want nothing to do with them." Right? So Rabbi Chanina said, "No, give me your hand." Rabbi Yochanan gave him his hand, and he brought him back to his health. Wouldn't it be so geshmak if we can just have things be cured as easily as that? Or So now the Gemara says, Amai, Lukim Rabbi Yochanan Nafshe. Why did Rabbi Yochanan need Rabbi Chanina to hold his hand to bring him back to health? Didn't we see in the previous story that Rabbi Yochanan was even able to do this, as he did it to Rabbi Chia bar Abba? Why did he need Rabbi Chanina? So Amre in Chavush Matratzma Mebeis Asurim. A person who is a prisoner in jail, he can't let himself out of jail. Somebody else can let him out of jail, but he can't let somebody from the outside can let somebody out of jail, not somebody who's already in jail. So Rabbi Yochanan was able to, heal Rabbi Chia bar Abba, but he was unable to heal himself. For that, he needed Rabbi Chanina. Rabbi Elazar Chalash, right? The Gilyon changes Rabbi Eliezer to Rabbi Elazar. So Rabbi Elazar Chalash. Now this time Rabbi Elazar got sick. Alagai Rabbi Yochanan. So now Rabbi Yochanan now went to visit Rabbi Elazar. Chazadav Agani b'vayis afel. And he saw that Rabbi Elazar was sleeping in a very, in a dark house, maybe no windows, nebuch. Galia l'dai v'nafel nehora. So Rabbi Yochanan made a makeshift flashlight. What he did was he rolled up his sleeves, and his skin, his flesh was so radiant that it made light and lit up the room. Okay, that's convenient. Chazid avakabachi Rabbi Elazar. And once there was now light in the room, he saw that Rabbi Elazar was crying. Rabbi Yochanan said, "Why are you crying, Rabbi Elazar? Are you crying because you felt that you didn't learn enough Torah? We teach in the context of Menachos, right? It says reach nichoach in the context of regular korbanos, an animal, it's a reach nichoach. It also says in the context of Menachos, when you bring, even a poor person brings a bit of flour, it says that same reach nichoach. So if they were learning on echad amar bevechad amamir, even somebody who brings a big korban, a big animal, and somebody, even who just brings whatever he can, he brings a little flour, the main thing is that he has the right intention. So Rabbi Yochanan says, so what? So you didn't learn enough Torah? Beseder, you must have had the right intention, so that's enough. What are you sad about? And if maybe you weren't as wealthy as maybe you wished to be. Not every person is zoche for 2 tables, right? Meaning you were a Talmud Chacham, you had wisdom. You can't necessarily get everything. You can't get necessary wisdom and parnasa. And if you're upset because maybe you didn't have enough children, or maybe your children died, but whatever it is, you're not satisfied with your children, then Garmada Sira Abir, and he pulled out the bone of his 10th child who died. So he said, look, you can't be worse off than me in the child department. Amrle, so Rabbi Elazar answered Rabbi Yochanan, Lai Shufra Devali Be'afra Kabachina. He says, you know why I'm crying? Because of this beauty, his own body, right? This beauty, this physical body that's going to be buried in the earth and eaten by maggots. Amrle says, so Rabbi Yochanan then said to Rabbi Elazar, Alda vade kabachis uvachu tarvayu. Yes, this is certainly a reason to cry, and they both then cried together. These stories are so interesting, right? We see, all of these great rabbis, even the same rabbis who were saying to be makabel yisurin me ahava, right? That you have to, that yisurin shel ahava, and accept them upon yourself, these great rewards. Lamaisa, when time came and they got these yisurin, they said, get them away, I don't want them. Which is, interesting for us, even these great people, sometimes, when push comes to shove, even they just say, forget it, I don't want to deal with this. And it's also so interesting the fact that, Rabbi Elazar and Rabbi Yochanan are crying about physical things. You would think, maybe I didn't learn enough Torah, I wasn't enough tzaddik, I didn't have enough time to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish. No, they're crying because they're going to die and they're going to get buried in the ground and eaten by maggots. Such an interesting thing that's what, these Amoraim, this is what they were concerned about. Fine, so finally Rabbi Yochanan couldn't resist. He's got to ask his famous the question that he asked every sick person. He said, no, so are your Yisurin beloved upon you? And he said, no, not them, not their reward. He said, give me your hand. He gave him his hand, and Itaka brought him back to his health. Rav Huna Taka had 400 barrels of wine that became vinegar. And so all the Gabi Rabbi Yehuda, Achvad Rav Salih Chasida. So Rabbi Yehuda, the brother of Salih Chasida, V'Rabbanan, and a bunch of rabbis went to Rav Huna. I don't know if it's because they heard that he was upset, so they went to visit him, or if it's stam they went to visit him anyways, and he was telling him about his predicament. V'Amrila Rav Ada bar Hava v'Rabbanan. Some say it was Rav Ada bar Hava came with a bunch of rabbis. Whoever it was, people went to visit him. V'Amrulei La'yin Mar b'Milei. So they suggested, wow, Chava, it's terrible that you lost all this money, you lost this investment. So why don't you do a cheshbon hanefesh? So Amrulu, he said to them, Umichashidna be'inaychu? What, do you suspect that maybe I did something wrong? Amrulei michashi kuchibrichu davidina below dina? They said, well, what, do you suspect that the Abershter gave you yisurin for no reason? No, do a shtickle cheshbon hanefesh. Amrulu, he said, okay, fine. Hiikaman deshmiya alai milsa lema. He said, look, if well, maybe you can help me. Have you heard anything? If you've heard anything negative about me, let me know so that I could fix it. Amrullah, they said, Achishmiyalan. He said, Taka, the truth is, we've actually heard some rumors about you. Telo yoivmar shavisha la'arise, that you haven't been giving the prunings to your sharecropper. He had a sharecropper, and a sharecropper is somebody who basically works a field, and then he splits what the field grows with the owner of the field. So he says, look, we've heard that you haven't been giving, the sharecropper's rightful share in his prunings when he's pruning his vineyard. And therefore, mida connected mida, you lost your wine. So Amrlu, he said to them, Mika shavakli midi mine, has this guy, does he leave me even anything? This no goodnik. Kule, he steals everything from me. Of course, ladies, let me keep the prunings. The guy's a thief. And they said to him, classic. This is what people say, that somebody who steals after a thief, a thief steals from you, so you figured I'll steal it right back from him. It's my right. But it's it's already the taste of theft. Even though you make it okay in your head, you justify it, it still has a taste of theft. Amrlu, he said to them, fine, kilbilna alai diyahivna lei. So he says, fine, I accept it upon myself that I will give him the prunings that are owed him. Ikadamri, those who say hadar chala v'avachamra, those who say that miraculously the vinegar did an about face and became wine. Those who say that Taka, suddenly the demand for vinegar skyrocketed and he was able to sell them for the same price that he would have sold his wine. Tanya, Taka learned in a brisa, Abba Binyamin Omer, Zokt Abba Binyamin, Ashnei Dvar Ma'yishi Mitztar Kol Yomai. There were two things that was very makbid on my entire life. That my prayer should be before my bed. We're going to explain what this means. And that my bed should be placed from north to south, right? That the direction of the bed should be, north to south, not east to west. What does it mean that, right, so my lifnei mitasi, says the Gemara, what does it mean that my tefillah should be before my bed? If it means literally, I should pray, and then between me and the wall should be my bed. Rabbi Yehuda say, in the name of Rab, some say it's Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi who said, how do you know that when somebody davens, there shouldn't be anything between him and the wall? As the pasuk says, that Chizkiyahu turned to face the wall and he davened, and there was nothing between them. So what does it mean that Abba Binyamin was always makbid that he should daven before his bed? So lo teim lifnei mitasi, don't say before his bed, ela ema samuch lemitasi, right? That it means no, right next to my bed. That he wouldn't do, when he would get up in the morning, he wouldn't do anything. And Rashi says even learn, which is interesting. He wouldn't do anything until he would daven. First thing he would do when he got up in the morning is he would daven. And he says that he was always makbid that his bed should always be facing from north to south. That says Reb Chanina in the name of Reb Yitzchak, anybody who places his bed from north to south, he'll have male children. Okay. What's this pasuk? It's a pasuk in Tehillim. It says, right, exactly. So basically, David HaMelech was saying that he wanted to be among these people, right, who would die of old age, right, and and you will fill their bellies with the hidden stuff that is going to be in the world to come. Yisbu uvanim, and they will have many children. So he says, utzfuncha tamale vitnam, that kilu utzfuncha, that if you have your bed into the north-south, so then Tamal Vidnam Yizbu Banim, you'll have Banim, you'll have male children. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak Amar, Zakt Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak, Af ein ishtam apeles nefalim. You also, his wife won't have any miscarriages. Ksevach, it says over here, Utzfun Chotmali Bitnam, Uksevasam Vayimleu Yomel Aledes Vinisomen Bevitna. Right over here, it says that your hidden, wonders will fill their bellies. And it says over there that Rivka's days were full to give birth, and she had twins in her belly, in her womb. So and she didn't have a miscarriage; she had a healthy birth. Vaitu, let's go shtickle vaitu, then we're done. It's mamish, a monster of a page. I'm rushing through it, and it's still taking already a long time. Tanya Abu Binyamin Omer, Zakt Abu Binyamin, we learn in the Brisa, Shnaim shenichnasu le'ispalel, v'kidem echad lahem le'ispalel. Right, two people who went to shul, and their shuls used to be talking in the middle of fields, right? So somebody went to shul to daven with another guy. He finished davening and he left. He didn't wait for his friend. He just left. V'yatza. Torfin lo tfilos b'fanav. We tear up his tefillah in front of him. Shnei as the pasuk says, Torif nafshu, pasuk in Iyov, right? It says, Torif nafshu ba'apo halman chatazov aretz, right? Somebody, right, that we Torif nafsho ba'apo. So no, nafsho is a reference to his tefillah. His nefesh is a reference to tefillah, as the pasuk says, "Ve'eshboch as nafshi lifnei Hashem." I think that's a pasuk by Chana. Okay, so it says Torif nafsho ba'apo. We tear up his nefesh, his tefillah in front of him. Halaman chatazov eretz. Right, that means that you think that on account of you, that because Rashi explains on account of you, that because you're done with your tefillah, the Abershter left. No, the Abershter stays, and I guess the Yushataka also stay, or if the Abershter's there, you should be there, I guess. Not only that, that by doing this, by leaving when his friend's still davening, he causes the Shechina to leave Israel. And it says in that same pasuk that he has separated the tzur from his place. Tzur ela kadosh baruch hu. Tzur is a reference to the Abershter. Shneimar, it says in Parshas Hazinu, tzur yilad choteshi, that you've forgotten the rock who birthed you, and that's a reference to the Abershter. V'mehimtin lo mascharo. And what if he waited for his friend? What's his schar? Amr B'Yosef B'Chinina zoche lebrachos halalu. He zoche to the following brachos. Shneimar, as it says, lu'kshavtel mitzvos. If you listen to my mitzvos, v'yihi chanar shlomecha, your peace will be like a river. V'tzidkachcha kegali ayam, and your righteousness will be like the waves of a sea. V'yihi kachol zarecha, v'yihi kachol zarecha, and your children will be as plentiful as the sand. V'tzetzoi me'echa v'gomer, and your offspring will be like the offspring of the sea. What's the offspring of the sea? Fish. Zeo, so it's plentiful as a fish. Shkoich, that was mamash a long daf. As always, please let me know if there's any way I can make this shiur better. Let me know, and we will try to do that. Peace, y'all.